like normal too. Check out this new block. If we correctly angle ourselves, this tunnel looks like a strange alien block. But flying around it, we can clearly see the tunnel. Using this illusion perspective, we can also create tiny diamond blocks like this. Cute. Will ice stop the Ender Dragon? If you fill the end with ice, the Ender Dragon will unsurprisingly tear through all the ice. But how about water? Well, the dragon will just swim through it all. And don't even think about trying lava, because the dragon can just swim through it as well. What's crazier is that if you turn the entire end to bedrock, the dragon will still phase through the blocks. He's unstoppable. Eating a chorus fruit teleports you up to 8 blocks away. However, most people don't know that chorus fruit can actually be used to teleport outside of the world border. You can even set the world border really tiny and you'll be sent straight outside. You can make an item whirlpool. First break 4 blocks in the middle and then break 7 blocks out on each side. So you get something like this. When we place water in the middle, it'll create a mini whirlpool. Just throw in items and they'll start twirling in circles. Ravagers are one of the scariest mobs, but it used to have a secret here. When they were first added in snapshots, 18W43A, they were actually afraid of rabbits and would run away from them. However, Jeb later tweeted that it didn't quite fit the scary nature of the Ravager and the feature was removed. The end portal destroys all blocks inside when you light it, but what if villagers are sleeping inside? Will they be deleted as well? Once the final eye is put in, all the villagers and beds disappear. When we enter the end, however, we'll find the villagers and even some broken bed items. With just a fishing rod and minecart, you used to be able to soar through the sky. You could do this by right-clicking the rod super quickly and it'd grab the minecart and continuously take you higher into the sky. He's staying in water and lava safe. Place down water, lava, and chests like so. Then when you let the water push you to the pixel of lava, you'll still catch on fire. Okay, maybe we need more water. If we upgrade our setup like so, this will surely protect us, right? No, we're somehow drowning and burning at the same time. Are you kidding me? Zombies take damage from healing potions, so it makes you wonder, will the Totem of Undying work on it? If we kill the zombie, the totem will pop and it'll save the zombie. Hooray! Zombie sieges can happen in villages with more than 20 beds. Sieges have a 10% chance of spawning at midnight in these villages, and during them, it's very dangerous. Up to 20 zombies spawn within 2 seconds, and it doesn't matter how well lit the area is either, they'll still spawn. You store a bunch of netherite in a shulker box and throw it into lava. The shulker box will be destroyed, but all the items will float back into the surface. But for some reason, if you throw it at a cactus, the items just get destroyed. My netherite! Why won't this golem spawn? Well, it's because if the pumpkin isn't placed last, the golem won't spawn. It's the same for the snow golem. You have to place the pumpkin at the end. A group of sheep is called a herd. A group of bees is called a swarm. What about endermen? Well, according to Dinnerbone, the official name for a hunting of endermen. Spooky. The original creepers were nothing compared to today. When initially added, creepers didn't explode, but instead were a melee mob and tried to attack you. They were also the same color as grass blocks back then, so were a lot more difficult to spot. They'd camouflage right into the environment and bam! It's impossible to place blocks below the void, but there's an illegal way to live there. Shulkers can actually be spawned below bedrock, and using cheats, you can create a walkable platform out of them. And if you want to get out, the shulkers will levitate you right back up. Did you know that the crafting cable can be used as a compass? On its northern part, there will always be a texture with a saw and a hammer, regardless of what direction you're looking when placing the block. Cauldrons were used for creating potions instead of brewing stands. When it was first added to Minecraft, you could throw the ingredients into a water-filled cauldron, and boom, you had a tub of the best potions in the game. This would have been amazing. So overpowered. I always thought the recipe book was just part of the GUI, but it turns out it's an actual item. It can be obtained just by giving yourself a knowledge book with commands. Something pretty cool is that you can also attach NBT data to the book, so when you right-click it, it'll add recipes to your recipe tab. You can make nether portals up to 23 by 23 blocks large, but what will happen if 2 portals are crossed? While it'd be pretty cool for both portals to be activated, Mojang coded it in so only one of the portals turns on. If you're looking for a natural defense, you need bamboo and berry bushes. The bamboo will create a beautiful barricade, stopping mobs from entering, and the berry bushes will spike the mobs. This combination is surprisingly great at stopping mobs, while players can still slip around the tight bamboo gaps. Particles are beautiful, but you can make them way prettier. You can spawn all kinds of particles like lava droplets, crying obsidian, or even block markers. My favorite is summoning a lot of cherry leaves because they'll form a pretty looking cave. By throwing an ender pearl and then lowering your render distance, you'll freeze the pearl in an unloaded chunk. You can then do whatever you have to do, and once you're ready to teleport, raise your render distance, which will load the pearl in and you'll teleport. This is called pearl hanging, and pro speedrunners use it to travel across the the world super quickly. You can actually send redstone signals through leaves. When wood gets attached to leaves, it actually updates the data. This is especially useful for sending signals upwards. This can also be done with walls because pushing a block to the side will update all the walls beneath instantly. If an Enderman is given invisibility, their eyes are still visible. The same goes for the spider's eyes and the blaze of smoke. This flower was forgotten. Although some people know about the rose being replaced by the poppy, most have forgotten about the cyan flower. According to Jeb, these existed because of a hardware problem where the red color of the rose was inverted to blue. Lava in the nether actually flows further than in the overworld, but that's not the only way it's different. It actually flows out faster too. But which do you think is faster? Water in the overworld or lava in the nether? I tested it and it turns out the water is clearly faster. Silverfish used to be allergic to soul sand. In versions before 1.15, the silverfish's hitbox was a bit too low and would suffocate in slightly smaller soul sand blocks. Some villages in Minecraft can spawn completely destroyed. Villages have a 2% chance of spawning abandoned. Here, zombie villagers spawn instead of regular villagers, and all doors and torches are missing. What's sadder is that there's a lot of cobwebs and stray cats that have been abandoned. Aww. If you get 3 stacks of bottles and put them single file one by one into a brewing stand like this, you can click on the first, second, and third stack to get 190 items in survival mode. Unfortunately, the game doesn't let you store the 190 bottles in your inventory, so it's mostly just a fun game. But if you drop the item on the ground, a mob that can pick up items can actually pick it up. Did you know the Wither and Ender Dragon have names? The Wither boss in Minecraft is officially named Simmet, and the Ender Dragon is named Gene by the developers. This mob is the Great Hunger. It has huge jaws and can sink into the ground, camouflaging itself. The Great Hunger acts like a bear trap, and any item you drop into its mouth will be crushed. It also works with mobs and players. Ow! The mob was outvoted in Minecraft Live, but was supposed to be added in future updates. Powdered snow is great for trapping invaders, but the problem is that it's so easy to escape. But you can improve the trap by combining powdered snow with slime blocks. Creating a contraption like this is impossible to escape, even with an efficiency 5 shovel. They'll be goners unless they have a flaming bow or buckets. Someone please help me out! This is a ghast house, and it actually works. To build it, just get a ghast in a minecart and push it to the center of your flooring. Then you'll actually be able to enter and access your items. The downside is that you'll have to be in peaceful or creative mode if you don't want the gas blowing up everything. Fish need water to live, but did you know they can survive on land for a short period of time? So with some redstone trickery, you can make them perpetually flop around, giving them just enough water to not die. It's like waterboarding, but for fish. If you spam type messages, you will be kicked out of your own single-player world and brought to the multiplayer screen. This only happens if your world has cheats disabled. Axolotls can be used as balloons. Well, if you leash a bunch of axolotls and then give them all the levitation effect, they'll soar into the sky, giving you colorful balloons. We can also attach them to a fence to use as decoration. This can be done with other mobs as well, but they aren't as colorful as axolotls. When you slept with blocks on top of you, your sleeping position would just move to the ground next to the bed. However, this has since been fixed, and now you can't enter the bed and get an error message. However, by exchanging the full blocks for something like an enchanting table, you can still enter the bed and you'll see books floating above while you sleep. Before 1.20, anvils used to crush items, but something lesser known was that if an anvil fell in a shulker box, just the box would break and all the items would explode outwards. If you drop shulker boxes full of items down a tube and then dropped an anvil on top, it causes all the boxes to break and the items would explode outward like a pretty fountain. Beds can hide a secret entrance. Well, if you place blocks all around the bed except one spot, you'll spawn there when exiting the bed. Knowing this, you can place a bed in a secret corner, and by exiting it, you'll be in your secret stash. Iron golems have a secret feature. Very rarely, golems will offer up a flower to villagers, and sometimes if there's a baby villager, the golem will hand the flower over. Notch added this from an iconic scene in the movie Castle in the Sky, where a robot gave a little girl a flower. This proves golems are gentle giants. Endermen are great at escaping danger, but not if it's surrounded by water. By putting it in an underwater prison like this one, the Enderman will be in constant fear. But if you change one glass for a grass block, the Enderman will eventually pick up the block and dig its own grave by letting water in. A tree you can easily turn into a house is a mushroom. Just plop a few ladders down, create the flooring, add a window, and you'll have a super cozy room. When texture files are missing, this strange update block used to show up. In some older versions of the Bedrock edition, you could place it with the /setBlockUnknown command. Although the block looks like dirt, shovels were ineffective against the block. The nether and end dimensions are needed to beat the game. However, on 1.16 pre-release 1, all dimension settings were accidentally removed. This made the nether and end completely inaccessible and would crash the game trying to enter them. It would also cause the world seed to randomize every time you loaded up the world, so you'd get these corrupted chunk quarters. This is a hydraulic press. If you throw coal down, the machine will press it down and turn it into a diamond. This other machine compacts a Herobrine skull into the ground. It looks pretty terrifying. What will win? A max unbreaking shield or max power skeleton? Let's try first with an unenchanted shield, and the skeleton breaks it in only 2 shots. Now let's test a max shield. The skeleton barely damages it, but if we spawn a ton of them, they'll rapid fire and destroy the shield in less than a second. Do you see the base? Well, it's actually in this water barrel. If you surround it with the other decorations, it'll blend right into the background. To enter, just right-click the trapdoor under the barrel and close in on your way down. No one is finding your base here. You can break Minecraft with just a trapdoor. Although a fairly simple block, there actually isn't a limit to how fast you can open and close it. So by using an extremely fast auto clicker, you can toggle the trapdoor and create a super loud sound. The same can also be done on bells to create a ring that can be heard from miles away. Desert is a great place to build since it never rains. The roof of this house was made of trapdoors where glowberries could be hung from. On the side, stairs can be used to access the house, taking advantage of different sandstone variants. Finally, we can add some texture around the outside. There were supply crates? During April Fools in 2011, Steve's supply crates were added. To open it, you had to visit the store, which had a bunch of strange items from keys to a creeper saddle. But if you tried to purchase any of it, a dinosaur would appear. The Steve crate was a parody of the man supply crate found in another game called Team Fortress 2. For some reason, mobs aren't able to walk over rails, so you can set up a simple piston to push up rails, and no monster will be able to enter your house. You can also use 2-end rods like this, or lightning rods if you're feeling extra fancy. Just be careful with skeletons. Owie! Wolves can't teleport to you if there is no safe space to teleport to. But if you're completely surrounded in glass blocks, the wolf has a superpower and can teleport straight into it because it's a transparent block. And that looks painful. When ghasts were initially added, they shot burning snowballs that were extremely deadly. After that, there was also a bug where the ghast could shoot flaming diamond helmets. If you enchant your crossbow at piercing level 127, you can shoot through a ton of mobs. Just spawn a bunch of snow golems in a line, aim the bow straight, and slice through them all. If you build 2 end portals side by side and light up all the frame blocks, will both portals be activated? When you place the final eye, only one of them gets lit. You can change which one activates by changing the orientation of the middle blocks. Jumping on slime blocks is supposed to bounce you, and if you hold shift to cancel the bounce, you'll end up breaking your legs. Instead, just hold down spacebar and it'll cancel the bounce without hurting you. Most people think there's only one stronghold in the entire Minecraft world, but there are actually way more. And it's not just 2 to 3 extra strongholds. In total, there are 128 strongholds that generate in each world. Rubies were supposed to be in Minecraft. They were originally meant to be used for villager trading instead of emeralds. However, one of the major reasons to remove them was that Innerbone was colorblind. This made ruby ore and redstone look too similar. Rest in peace, rubies. There's a color in Minecraft that is everywhere, but almost no one has noticed. Look at Ocean Monuments, Guardians, the Warden, and even Soul Energy. What do you think all of them have in common? It's the cyan color. Could this have something to do with Minecraft's ancient lore? Everyone knows you can milk cows, but there's another secret mob you can milk. You might be thinking the other mob is a pig or even a horse, but the other mob is actually a goat. I guess getting goat milk makes sense. Note blocks can play different instruments. To do so, just change the block underneath it. Wood creates a string bass, sand creates snare drum, glass creates clicks, and clay creates flute sounds. These are all the different options. Something very satisfying are automatic farms because they'll work forever without you. This melon farm is super satisfying to watch. As the pistons break the melons, items flow down. This mod makes water super realistic. Placing sand on top of water will push it out. Infinite water sources don't exist, and dispensers will only shoot a drop of water out. If I blow a hole in this dam, water will start gushing in and flood the area. Eventually, the water level outside the dam and inside will level out. Sorry for ruining your homes. If you have a railway system leading underground, you can easily trap it with a detector rail and a piston sending you falling. This house may look safe to enter, but it's actually extremely deadly. Underneath each of the trapdoors are poisonous pufferfish. Anyone taking a walk over it will instantly be poisoned. Why do speedrunners break the blocks under the blaze spawner? I always wondered this, but turns out by breaking the floor, the blazes have a larger area to spawn in and will lead to more spawning. This way, you can save time and get blaze rods quicker. What's your favorite dimension in the game? The Nether, End, or maybe even the other world? Mine's the Sky dimension. That's because back in beta Minecraft, Notch actually planned this wild dream world that could only be accessed through sleeping. However, this concept was later shifted to be a part of the End rather than this Sky world. We need a mod for this. Oh wait, what happens if you light an End portal with pistons inside? Well, as you might have expected, the pistons get completely deleted. If you splash invisibility on a pig, the saddle can still be seen. While this may seem normal at first, if you do the same thing to a horse, the horse's saddle becomes invisible. What if you throw an ender pearl before sleeping? Will you be teleported out of the bed, or will you just keep on sleeping? I tried it by throwing a pearl and getting in my
Para may gandang have amazing hair, use Sunsilk Strong and Long. $2.25 lang per wash.
My bed super quickly. However, when the pearl landed, nothing happened. And I just kept sleeping until morning. Every tool in Minecraft can mine its own type. Iron mines iron, diamond mines diamond, but gold